Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident god of thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, Thor becomes the King of Hel. Plus, Hela gets married, but her boyfriend Thanos may have something to say about that. Let's find out what on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Thor number 4, or number 710 by legacy numbering, was written by Jason Aaron and was published in August of 2018. Balder was set to marry Hela in order to unite the armies of Hel against Sindr, but during the ceremony Thor faked his death to reach Valhalla and recruit its warriors to help. And Hela reveals that she has no intention of marrying Balder, but she was stalling until her boyfriend Thanos could arrive. Hela laughs as she commands Thanos to kill Balder and help her reclaim her throne. But Thanos does nothing. Then there is a blast of fire as the forces of Sindr arrive to conquer Hel. Hela then commands Thanos to kill them too, but Thanos says,
Hela, we need to talk.
In Valhalla, Thor tells Brunhilde the Valkyrie that he needs their help in order to stop Sindr from conquering Hel. She agrees to help, so Thor recalls his hammer and uses it as an anchor to bring him back. Balder rides towards Sindr, but is attacked by Gartum, the Lord of Murderers. Meanwhile, Hela is quite upset to learn that Thanos is breaking up with her. Thanos tells her that their agreement has been fulfilled, but now he must pursue the Infinity Stones. Hela says that their agreement was not fulfilled because Thanos promised to help reclaim her realm and he hasn't even lifted a finger to help.
Very well.
Thanos lifts a finger and uses it to kill a massive fire goblin and leaves. Hela tells Thanos that the Infinity Stones will be the death of him one day, only to notice that Sindr is standing right behind her. As the forces of Muspelheim overwhelm everyone, Loki hears thunder and smiles knowing what comes next. As Thor arrives and leads the forces of Valhalla into battle. Balder was on the brink of defeat in his fight with Gartum, but Brunhilde saves him and the two rejoin the battle. Meanwhile, Hela is losing the fight with Sindr. Without her throne, Hela is much less powerful, as evidenced by the fact that Hela's crown is knocked off of her head. Thor grabs Hela's crown and hits Sindr with it. Queen of Cinders! You want Hel, daughter of Surtur? Thor puts on the crown. A hammer made of frozen blood flies to his left hand, and he becomes Thor, King of Hel. Come and get it. The tables have turned, and Sindr is overwhelmed by the god of thunder turned King of Hel. Stand down, Sindr, or join your father in oblivion. Sindr realizes that Hel is lost, and uses Malekith's Black Bifrost to escape. Hela then reclaims her crown, and prepares to start another war to take Hel for herself. She refuses to marry Balder, but someone puts on Balder's wedding ring, and the marriage between the two is sealed. It is between Hela and Balder's love, Karnilla. She says that she knew Hela would kill Balder eventually if they were married, so she found a way to keep him safe and prevent a war in Hel. She married Hela. She tells Loki to give her a wedding present, and Loki obliges as Balder disappears. Elsewhere, Tyr enters Valhalla, and Malekith prepares to continue the war. Back on Earth, it is revealed that Balder was brought back to life, and Brunhilde has joined them as well. But Loki reminds Thor that he only agreed to help in return for an item on Thor's boat. Thor says that he can't have whatever it is, but Loki reveals that he already took it and leaves. Thor frantically searches to discover what weapon or magical artifact Loki took from his ship, only to find that the only thing missing is all of his beer. Well, I must admit, that was certainly an action-packed issue, with quite a lot going on. Thor briefly becomes the King of Hel and uses that power to stop Sindr, which was quite interesting and fun to watch. Thanos showed up, only to say that he's leaving Hela. Tyr entered Valhalla, so it seems doubtful that we'll see him anytime soon, and Brunhilde joined the fight, and perhaps most importantly, Balder finally returned to the land of the living, though at the cost of Karnilla's freedom. I think this is probably one of the best issues in the series so far, but that may not say a lot. So as the War of Realms rages on, I'm curious to see what happens next, though it appears that the next few issues will be a detour that looks to the future rather than the War of Realms. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. Firstly, I would like to give thanks to the Allfather C443. Thank you, Allfather. If you want to keep up with and support Thor Talk, simply subscribe. You can also support Thor Talk on Patreon at patreon.com/ThorTalk. Once again, I'd like to formally state that all art and video is owned by its respected companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where
you'll be holding